Winter is upon us, and with it comes the need to safeguard our most valuable assets. I sat down with ABSA to get some essential insurance tips for home and auto protection. We are all aware that as winter approaches, the risks to our homes and vehicles increases significantly. Join us now for expert advice from Managing Executive of ABSA Insurance, Colin Molepe, on safeguarding your assets and ensuring peace of mind this winter. Colin, welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you so much, and it's good to be here.
Now, Colin, what are some of those common damages and dangers that people experience on their homes and vehicles during the winter season?
Yeah, I mean, just a few that come to mind. Battery failure is one of them, as you can appreciate, as temperatures drop, and for those who park outside in particular, it may be difficult for the batteries to actually charge up the car properly. That's just one of the damages we see. The second is, tire pressure.
Yeah.
So if tires are not inflated properly, that also could be a problem, and it could actually ultimately result in an accident. But if you think about it from a home point of view, some of the things that we commonly see happening is that, as the leaves drop, they drop off on our roofs, on our gutters, blocking the gutters, and therefore when it rains, you have situations where the water ultimately ends up in the home. During this particular period, we see a lot of geysers leaking or bursting, as it were, and it's a common phenomenon. We actually see a spike during winter season on the back of what I've just mentioned.
And how do we prevent that?
For those who drive vehicles that are automated and have got nice technologies, that would indicate if the tire pressures are not where they should be, or the battery is not charged up, etc., etc. But I would say that we constantly have got to maintain and keep these assets well taken care of. If you think about it, on a frequent basis, we cut our grasses, right? Almost every second week. So the same is true that we need to constantly look at our roofs. I mean, you ask your garden services guy, jump on the roof, look at the roof if there are no tiles that have moved. You look at the gutters if they are not blocked, and so on and so forth, because those are things that can actually avoid the damages that I'm talking about. As it relates to geyser, it's very difficult to predict if a geyser is going to go. But I think as you take a shower and you sing, you look at the ceiling, you see any dampening on the ceiling, that might be a sign that there's something going on there. Call a plumber and ask them to check it out for you.
And when we're looking in terms of our insurance and how we are covered, what are some of those key features that we do need to make sure are intact to make sure that we have that comprehensive cover during winter?
You've got to look at a couple of things. What am I covered for? And what perils or events will actually cover should I need to activate my insurance. And those are kind of high-level items that you look out for, Palesa. But more importantly, for those who do have advisors, you have to actually get your broker or your advisor to actually advise you. You're covered for the following, you're not covered for the following items. You've got to look at your excess cover. Excess cover, is it at 1,000 Rand, 10,000, whatever the case may be, because those things come at claim time, they become quite important for our customers. So I would say that constantly having to review the terms and conditions, and you do that either when you take a policy or when it comes up for renewal. And typically the policy schedule at a high level, not the dense policy wording, will actually give an indication of what's covered and what's not covered.
What would be some of your top tips to ensure that people who do have these insurance policies in place do not need to claim during the winter?
Insurance should be there for events that ultimately you and I cannot control. But there are certain things that we should actively be doing to try and limit coverage. I mean, if we talk about tips, we talk about basic things such as drinking and driving. You can't do unlawful things because the insurance won't respond. But I think in the times of winter, for those who have got garages, I know you get home, you want to park outside, but you can avoid it. Put your car under the garage. And of course, from a maintenance point of view, I've indicated that the frequency of having to check, particularly your roofs, that no tiles have moved or gutters are actually not blocked. Those are actually quite helpful in that regard. And of course, regular maintenance of a vehicle, as it would happen that every second year or every 18 months, as it were, just taking your car for checkup for the engine, for tire pressure, battery, and so on and so forth. That's quite helpful.
If something does happen, worst case scenario, how then do insurance customers, how do they go about claiming?
Yeah. So look, from an ABSA insurance point of view, we've got multiple options.
Okay.
You can call us on the banking app and obviously through www.absa.co.za, because those are commonly utilized options. You can walk into a branch and they can also assist you in that regard to lodge a claim with us. So we make it easier for a customer. You can call us digitally, you can do that, and obviously self-service capability is also available for our customers to activate their claims with us.
Thank you so much, Colin.
Thank you.
Keep your home and vehicle safe with expert guidance from ABSA Insurance. Stay warm and protected this winter with your trusted partner in safeguarding your assets, ensuring peace of mind throughout the harshest months.
There are stories of creators, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.